Monitoring has been completed. A map of the extent and distribution of water soldier populations can be produced. As on the map, we have converted our water soldier ranking values into a color ramp. So on the map, no water soldier, so that was a 0. The yellow on the map represents single plants. The tan color on the map represents scattered plants, and on the map is down colonies of water soldier. During 2014 revealed that there was 140 hectares of water soldier present on Lake Seymour and 3 hectares of water soldier on Crow Bay. So, I hope it works. We trial run and it did. So this is the spring of 2015, and some data we were taking at the beginning to assess the 6 of the pilot control project treatment of using reward in 2014. I'll play the video. So Salway from the Peterborough District MNRF likes his toys, and he likes to take some videos with his GoPros, and I think it's really cool video. But in Crow Bay, where there is a large dense colony, there's a treatment of reward, and we went back to assess in the spring. Taken that there are some mother plants left over, but where you can see the plants kind of little damaged, but those offsets are perfectly fine. They're bright green, they're vibrant, and the scene kind of reminds me of Sigourney Weaver in Aliens, where he walks in and sees all the eggs of the aliens there. It's just kind of shocking and disappointing, but this is important video, I think, because you go to and you really don't see any soldier, but upon further investigation, we can see that all these turions and offsets are just kind of being alive, and they'll produce other plants in one growing season. So, the 2015 management. In 2015, the monitoring and surveillance ramped up. The main water bodies now in 2015, which include Lake Seymour, Crow Bay, and Mercy's Reach, as well as all the river in between the point intercepts, total 21,000 point sample. So funding from the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change to run another pilot control project this year, or in 2015, and it was to determine the efficacy of a mechanical harvester removing water soldier from Lake Seymour. 7-day period, 190 cubic yards of water soldier, covering approximately 1.5 hectares of surface area of water. Method of removal works, but costly. It's a little slow, and it still has aspects of being very labor intensive. You see the guys on the left, pitchforks, helping get the water soldier off the conveyor belt. A method for large-scale removal, I wouldn't recommend it, but for a landowner that is looking to manage their waterfront, if they have water soldier, it would be a fusion. So, we also did a large-scale herbicide treatment in 2015. Allied Biological was contracted to treat up to 150 hectares of water soldier on Lake Seymour with a herbicide reward. On October 14th and 15th in 2015, Allied treated 146.5 hectares of water soldier. This is the first year of a large-scale control effort to eradicate this plant from the Trent-Severn Waterway. 3 and 1 skip was utilized to treat the areas, and that was completed with this time frame laid out. Reach was sampled in 2015 with small isolated populations. So we we use manual control for Percy's Reach. The reason why we didn't treat Crow Bay is because we were trying to determine the effectiveness of the herbicide on the Seymour, particularly. Here's the 2015 treatment map provided by Allied Biological. The plan of attack was to contain and prevent the spread of water soldier to new downstream areas within the Trent Severn waterway and remove large colonies of plant biomass in order to reduce propagation. Also provide the opportunity to evaluate the effectiveness of a large-scale herbicide treatment in the control and management of water soldier to inform the working group on future eradication efforts. On this map, it kind of looks a bit confusing. You can see the east side of the lake has a orange yellow line around them, and all this is that was the day that Allied Biological treated those areas. And west side of the lake, you can see the green outline. That was just day 2. The result of 2016 monitoring. As you see on the map, we have turned the water soldier ranking value into a color ramp again. So this time blue is no water soldier observed, yellow is a plant, scattered plants, and red is a dense colony. Soldier currently invests about an area of 160 hectares on Lake Seymour, hectares in Crow Bay, 6 hectares in Percy's Reach. You can see that Percy's Reach in 2015 went from a few small isolated populations to Crow Bay at 6 hectares. So it was shocking, and we came out and we in terms of the herbicide treatment this year. 16 water soldier populations were discovered downstream in Percy's Reach. Water has spread from Highway 30 in Trent Hills downstream past Hickory Island into Reach. First report in 2008. This is a distance of 23.5 kilometers that the plant has traveled in the Trent Severn waterway. Plots for 2016. The top left-hand corner picture is Percy Reach, and you can see that island, referring to Hickory Island, that's the island there, and you can see one population, that's the furthest downstream soldier populations we've found to date. And the picture is Lake Seymour, and the picture on the right is Crow Bay. So in October 2016, water soldier herbicide treatment was completed between October 18th and 19th. Solitude Lake Management, which is formerly known as Allied Biological. There were 17 hectares of water soldier treated in Lake Seymour, 6.41 hectares treated in Crow Bay, and 0.96 hectares was treated in Percy's Reach over the period. In 2017, the Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters and Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry Peterborough District will be performing post-treatment monitoring, assessing the success of the fall treatment. The post-monitoring that the OFH and MNRF perform is all qualitative. Percy is performing more of a quantitative approach that we'll discuss shortly. So 2016 research on the Trent River. The University has been testing the efficacy of seasonal control of water soldier using reward. Biodata was sampled from 8 test plots before and after the 2015 fall herbicide treatment, before and after the 2016 summer treatment. 5-hectare sample plots were set up on the lakes on Lake Seymour and used for assessing the impact of fall and summer, fall 2015 and summer 2016 treatment. Here's a little app that Bob Canning kind of developed. So Bob Canning has been on the project for a few years, since 2015, I believe, reported data from the 8 test plots to determine if more than one treatment per season is beneficial versus of multiple treatments per season. Daily 0.25 hectare plots reveal that there's little effect to treating the water soldier colonies times in one season, a one-time treatment. The blue bars are the decrease of water soldier in the sample plots. Orange bars are the increase of native macrophytes in the plots. Figure out at Trent University has an honors student that tracking turion release this fall from 3 different large colonies in the river found that the majority of the turions remained with the parent plant right up until ice up. He is the influence of temperature on growth rates of the turions in the lab. So 5 degrees Celsius, 10 degrees Celsius, and 18 degrees Celsius, and is finding that there is very little growth at the cooler temperatures relative to the warmer one, where the turions are growing at a considerable rate. That's pretty interesting. That goes back to the slide at the beginning of the presentation where we were trying to find, the turions, and this is some well-needed work that will help inform the managers on how to move forward with eradicating water soldier. 2016, we also had another pilot control project, and that was cloth enclosures. The control project was implemented in the summer of 2016 with the FH and Trent University. Cloth enclosures were installed to determine if this would be an effective method of controlling water soldier populations. The by 10-foot enclosures were fashioned with rebar, landscape fabric, and zip ties. The purpose of the project was to test the theory that preventing sunlight from reaching the water plants would eliminate the population. After months of 3 enclosures being installed and regular visits to ensure the enclosure was still functioning properly, virtually all the water soldier plants under the enclosures were deceased. This is a great management tool for small populations. I'm foreseeing some constraints with larger populations, but hoping to move forward in 2017 with more enclosures and maybe some bigger enclosures. So, 2016 Black River population. On October 8, 2015, MNRF staff, Aurora District, discovered a colony of water soldier in the Black River in the town of Sutton. Routine wetland evaluation. Follow investigations assessed the colony to be 300 to 400 plants with small satellite colonies downstream, all discovered upstream of the Sutton Dam. Following the Aurora District MNRF responded quickly to contain and treat this invasion. A response involving integrated management was immediately launched that incorporated rigorous monitoring and assessment, multiple control measures, and awareness campaigns. The response relied on a collaborative approach between MNRF and agencies to maximize the potential of controlling water soldier in Lake Simcoe watershed. These continued in 2016. The 2015 colony areas were observed. In 2016, however, a new colony comprised of emergent and submergent plants was discovered upstream of the original colony. Aurora, managing their water soldier with manual control efforts and the use of herbicide. The rapid response efforts by the Aurora District MNRF should be applauded. Early detection and rapid response is critical against the invasive species such as water soldier. Increases the likelihood invasive will be detected and eradicated before becoming widely established. And RF Aurora demonstrated how this should be carried out. So I know that Adam Chalice, part of this early in the water soldier in the river, and so was Melanie and Paul over that, and they did a great job telling this part, and hopefully we get it under control. A series of pictures. It's almost like a time lapse of a bay on Lake Seymour. The landowner, this is her access point to her island property, and she has taken a series of pictures over the past few years. These pictures really put things into perspective for me in terms of how aggressive that water soldier is. But as we go through the pictures, there might be a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel type thing. So this picture in 2013, see water soldier on the shoreline here, and there's a few sporadic populations out and the littoral zone. Fast forward to 2014, water soldier has taken over most of that littoral zone now and is expanding its colonies pretty rapidly. Invasives in there if you look carefully. So in 2015, basically in 2013, 2014, landowner was taking the pictures off the end of her dock, looking towards the left. And here in 2015, no need to do that. Water soldier has reared its ugly head, and they have a lot of problems navigating out of their bay to get to their island. And you can see this is pretty dramatic from 2014 to 2015. Soldier has virtually taken over the bay, and there is no way that gentleman is taking through that. So, if you're 2015, large-scale herbicide treatment Lake Seymour, 146.5 hectares. So this was one of the areas that saw success in 2016 from 2015 treatment. There is water soldier still here. You can see it to the left there. But, I'm useless. When we were monitoring this area and, you have to turn a corner to come around, I didn't recognize where I was because I was so used to water just being time. So I was a little bit turned around. 16 monitor season coming through the area, but this is great results, and gives us something to look forward to in 2017. We're going out to do the post-season monitoring again. 2016 was a good year, bigger for water soldier. It has been listed as a prohibited species on the Invasive Species Act. November 3rd, 2016, water soldier has been listed as a prohibited species under the Invasive Species Act 2015. This means no person shall bring a member of a prohibited invasive species into Ontario or cause it to be brought into Ontario, release a member of a prohibited invasive species or cause it to be deposited or released, possess, transport a member of a prohibited invasive species, member of the prohibited invasive species, or buy, sell, lease, or trade, offered to buy, sell, lease, or trade a member of a prohibited invasive species. Looking forward to 2017, for sure, we're going to monitor the bodies and perform reconnaissance stream and downstream of the known extensive distribution of water soldier. Figure out how to sustain multiple year efforts, so for more funding. To control small and new populations, diversity suction harvesting, which we've been investigating for years, which is a management option under the integrated management plan. It's just nothing really from that. We've had some issues trying to find cons to come and do this, but stay hopeful and try to get that happening. For shade cloth enclosures, I think they're a great thing. They're easy. You just set it and forget it and check it periodically, and it really does a good job on eliminating small isolated populations. We assess the overall impact of repeated control efforts. So we saw great success last year, and hopefully in 2017, when we're monitoring, we'll see the same success we saw on Lake Seymour. Patient awareness. So I know that outreach that the Aurora District did on Black River. They had a citizen come to them and point out that discovery of that new water soldier in the Black River in 2016. So, being Species Hotline, EdMaps Ontario, and just getting the word out there for people to keep looking for water soldier. And there's a possible workshops in the work for 2017 for landowners to them in managing water soldiers themselves on their adjacent properties. So, yeah, that pretty much concludes the. And there's some of my contact information there if you want to contact me and not ask me today. And,
I'll encourage.
It's encouraged, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thank you very much, Rob.
No problem.
So now we're going to get to the Q&A portion of the webinar today. So let's see if we have any questions. Okay, so I'll be asking Rob the questions, and Rob, you can take it over for them. So we have a question here. What has been the overall reduction in acres of water soldier, and what was the cost per acre for the herbicide treatment?
So here's the problem in answering the first question. What's been the overall reduction in acres of water soldier, and what the cost for herbicide treatment for 1 acre? I don't have it down to the cent, but it's between, I'd say, $1,400 on the upper end. And what's been the overall reduction in acres of water soldier? Well, that's kind of going back to where we're talking about qualitative versus quantitative data. We go out and water soldier most monitoring treatment in the spring, which is all qualitative data. To the quantitative data, I think we're going to have to really kind of get a program where we're assessing that, because if you're just looking at the maps don't give you a true representation of water soldier there really is. It's a two-dimensional map, and the maps are created. I don't know much about GIS, but it's done through Tyson polygons, I believe. And so if water soldier has a 3 on 1 point intercept, and point intercept is and this point intercept is a 3, it would average that middle one out to be a 2, even average out to be a 3. So we're a bit of overestimation in terms of how much water soldier there is. But we monitor, and if the herbicide is successful, we're there. So I guess I really can't answer your question, but I'm hoping that the talks with the working group on how we're going to really hold on that quantitative aspect of how soldier there really is.
All right, thanks, Bob. So next question. Is there a water depth limitation for the mechanical harvester? And if so, what is the water depth limitation?
There's sizes of mechanical harvesters. The mechanical harvester that you saw in the picture that we hired would be able to go down to a depth of 6 feet. I think that there are larger mechanical harvesters out there that can get it a little deeper, and I think there are smaller ones that don't go as deep. So this is the gentleman that we chose to go with and work out.
Okay, just curious then, would that have been limiting you to any section of Seymour Lake?
No. So water soldier, most of the water soldier on Lake Seymour grows between like 1 and 2 meters. Okay. It's been found as deep as 5 meters, but very frequently. No, sorry, not very frequently.
Okay, so the abilities of the harvester isn't a limitation.
Not for Lake Seymour.
All right, great. So that's it for questions. If you have questions, feel free to type them in now, and we will get to them. But I guess myself, I'll ask a question.
Sure.
So that was a really good sequence of photos that we looked at, because it really shows the impact of water soldier and how bad it can get in a really short amount of time. So I'm just wondering, have we seen any areas in Ontario that are equally as bad as that, or would you say that's the worst region area seen? So
in terms of water in the Severn Waterway?
Yeah, is that the worst water soldier infestation area?
No. There is a adjacent to that picture you saw, which has a considerable amount of water soldier in, and it's not navigable. So, but it's pretty bad, and that's typical of how it looks when you're on the water. But that's a very large population, and yeah, it's hard to describe. A picture like that is pretty common in fact-based.
Okay. Great. Okay, well, thank you very much, Rob, for joining us today and presenting. So for those of you that are still listening, if you think of a question at a later date, Robert's contact information is on the screen there. And so just to mention, if you have any questions about the invasive species that Rob mentioned in one of his slides, we'll be having a webinar on February 8th with Jeremy Downs on the Invasive Species Act. And so, just to mention, next week we have a webinar again on Wednesday at noon with Dave Collins on assessing freg populations in St. Thomas and what they're doing to get St. Thomas Phragmites free by the year 2020. So that sums it up. Again, thank you very much, Rob, and thank you everyone for joining us.